Hey guys, welcome back to A Little Less Lisa. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and this channel is all about my health, wellness, fitness, and weight loss maintenance journey. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love to see you back here. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. This video is my weekly check-in where I come and tell you how things went, how my eating was, how my workouts were, my weight, whether it was up or down within my maintenance range, and all of that. So yeah, let's get into how the last week was. Yes, I still am drinking my protein coffee and it is like 6:30 in the evening. I was really feeling sluggish and tired and I hadn't had it yet today, and so anyway, there we are. Now watch, I'll be awake all evening and then I'll wonder why I'm exhausted tomorrow. So anyway, it's come to my attention that I was sharing what wig I was wearing in each video, and I keep forgetting to do that again. So this wig is actually new to me. It was actually gifted to me by the company Wig-She. This is not a sponsored post or anything like that, but you should know, I guess it was gifted. But yeah, it is really, really nice. I love it. It's human hair. I would say very affordable for human hair. I love the volume on it. I think the color is, you know, just what I want, what I look for generally. I mean, I have some blonder ones that I use to kind of shake things up a little bit, but you know, this is how I used to wear my hair, with extensions, with some of these blonde, lighter highlights kind of thing. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. So I do actually have a discount code, I think, with them. Like I said, this is not sponsored or anything like that. I just remembered that I've forgotten to talk about this in all my last videos for I don't know how long. So if you are struggling from hair loss, as I am, due to very rapid weight loss, it has nothing to do with the medication. It has just to do with, you know, some people, when they lose weight very quickly, their body goes into shock and puts them into a shedding phase, and you shed a lot for a much longer period of time than you normally would. But anyway, my point is, if you too are struggling with hair loss, or you just want to not have to worry about doing your hair, or you just want maybe a different color to try because you don't want to totally ruin your hair by going platinum blonde, but you'd like that option. It all works that way. So anyway, I'll put up on the, because I don't even remember what it is. I'll put up on the screen here what the code is. Not the point of the video, but just thought I'd throw it out there. If you're new, quick recap of who I am, where I was, where I am now. As I said, my name is Lisa. I am a 58-year-old mom of 4. I am postmenopausal. I have lost over 50 pounds through diet, exercise, and the help of a GLP-1 GIP medication. And I do get my medication through Friday's Health. I am an advocate for them. I feel like I'm going to be talking about a lot of things that I'm partnered with in this video, but it just happens to be. Sorry. Anyway, I am an advocate for Friday's Health. I think they are an incredible telehealth company. There's been a lot of news going on in the world about telehealth companies recently, and I am very proud to say that Friday's Health has not been one that has been in the news. So I think that that's a very positive thing. So if you would like to save $100 off of your first month, you can use the code LISA and that will save you $100. There's no membership fee. They don't charge like a membership plus your medicine. It's just all in one. You just pay one flat fee depending on which type of medication you're on. And yeah, I just can't speak more highly of them. They really are fantastic. So that's where I get my medication from. I started my journey back in the very, very end of March of 2024 at 183.8 pounds. I am 5 foot 6 feet tall, and I lost the majority of my weight and got down to my initial goal weight after about 15 weeks, and then decided to go for that 50-pound mark, and that took me, I think, another 6-ish weeks, something like that. I have started filming my 1-year recap. Thank you for all the questions that you all have asked So I will be putting that up probably sometime this coming week or next week. So you will have answers to your questions, but also a whole recap and things having to do with my 1 year on this adventure. So anyway, let's talk about how this week went. So I guess I did forget to mention, I only went up to 5 milligrams while I was in my weight loss phase, and I continue to take 5 milligrams in maintenance. I did try going down to 2.5. I started hearing quite a bit of food noise, and so I went back up to 5 milligrams. And right now I'm kind of playing with time in between injections. I'm also playing around a little bit with splitting my dose in addition to extending the time in between injections. So maintenance is definitely a hit or miss, experimental, just kind of, you have to play it by ear kind of thing. There's no set thing that you do. Each doctor will probably tell you to do something different. I'm sure, a lot of doctors will want you to try to titrate down, but for some people, that's just not going to be possible. And so again, it's very much a trial and error kind of thing. And you just kind of need to do that self-experimentation and see what works for you. And, it may change over time too. I may find that maybe I can go down to 2.5 now. So we'll see. It's a work in progress. I've been on this journey for, we're gonna talk in terms of months now, right? We've given up on weeks. So we just finished basically about 13 months, since we're getting basically to the very end of April now. So about 13 months on the journey. I really need to look back. I can't remember. I think I went into maintenance around September timeframe. So, it's been a good 7-8 months or so that I've been on maintenance. How this week went, let's start with, I guess, my weight, because most people want to know that. I actually weighed exactly the same thing I did today as I did last week. So no change in that, which still puts me slightly under my maintenance range that I gave myself. If you're new, again, the way I report my weight during maintenance is to tell you whether I am under my maintenance range, within my maintenance range, or above my maintenance range. I have never been above my maintenance range. I have either been in my maintenance range or below it. I make that fluctuation basically about 5 pounds either way of what my goal weight was. And so that's just how I do it. So if you're new, you probably don't know, we're having some things going on here in our household, which are causing quite a bit of stress. And so I lost some weight a couple of weeks ago when this all started, and I think it was due to stress, and I have put some of that back on, which is why I say that I'm, slightly still underneath my range, but pretty close, and glad at least that I maintained this week. Because I did struggle this week, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me get back to sort of the health stuff, I guess. So that's what happened weight-wise. Eating-wise, this was a horrible week. A horrible week. There were several days where I just really didn't eat anything aside from my protein coffee, until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I, realized that I hadn't eaten anything, and I'm missing those factor meals, you guys. That really was helpful for me during this time to try to get extra protein in. So I need to figure out some other way to either meal prep some lunches, things like that, because I just get very unmotivated or demotivated. I guess that's the right word. Demotivated when I go and just stand in front of the refrigerator or go walk and stand in the pantry and kind of look around. And it's just, there's nothing really that I can make that would be fast. Not that it needs to be fast, because I work from home. I mean, it's not like I have to be somewhere, I just go sit at my desk or whatever. But I don't know. I do need to figure something out that would be beneficial to me. Always got protein at dinner, so that wasn't a big deal. I did have a few days where I did do 2 protein coffees. I've been experimenting more. If you missed my last kind of what I eat in a day and my new workout program, then you will have not seen that I'm kind of changing up my protein coffee, which I know, shock, right? Because I've been drinking the same protein coffee since May of 2020, almost 5 years. So I'm trying the Jabby protein coffee. It's a mix, it's like a powder. And so I've been mixing that with my protein shake. So I'm getting, sometimes depending on what I put in, so sometimes I've been putting 2 scoops of the Jabby in, plus my protein drink, plus the little bit that I put in when I do the cold foam using the vanilla protein. So I'm getting sometimes 50 to 55 grams of protein just in my protein coffee, which is fantastic. So, I feel like I'm probably not doing horribly on my protein. I just would like to do better about really getting consistent meals in throughout the day. I've never been a big breakfast person, whether I was on a weight loss journey or a non-weight loss journey or just pretty much any time in my life, even really as a kid. I don't really remember eating breakfast, certainly like not as a teenager and definitely not in college and things like that. So it's just kind of never been my jam, as they would say. So yeah, that's how eating went, not great. Workouts though were fantastic. So as I alluded to with that other video, I have become an ambassador for Trainwell. And I feel like I am getting stronger by the day because I just really I felt like I had stalled in my progress as it related to my strength training, because I had, really exhausted the free fitness app when you are a Fridays Health member. And that was great. And it is a fantastic 8-week program. But, once you've done it like once or twice, you've kind of done it. And I really felt like I had gotten to the point where I needed somebody to be pushing me. Now, granted, she's not standing over me, telling me, with a whip or a stick and, telling me to do things, but knowing that you can ask them questions and that you've got this whole chat thing. And, like I said, then they modify your program as needed. And then as I get used to this workout and become more accustomed to it, then she'll change my workout and we'll have a whole discussion about that, about, where I want to go and, anyway. It's great. I can't say enough good things about it. I have so enjoyed it so far. It's like every day I have a workout. So my next workout is tomorrow, and that will be lower body, which is my least favorite thing to do. But because it's there and because I have to do it, so you actually pick the days that you want to work out. Now you can move it by a day if you need to, but you are supposed to be committing to those days that you pick out of the week. And yeah, knowing that I have to do it and I have to go, it's the motivation that I need, I guess, is my point. So yes, so I worked out, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, because I was supposed to do it on Sunday. So normally Sundays are my leg day, and I didn't have a chance to do it. I don't know, I missed it because Sundays are actually part of the next week in their app, so it goes from Sunday to Saturday. So I didn't see it and I missed the notification. But anyway, that's user error, not the app's fault. So I ended up doing that on Monday, and then I had upper body on Tuesday. I did Pilates on Thursday. Friday, which is my normal, so my days in the app are Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. And then Friday I did my full body workout. So now we'll start over again with lower body, upper body, full body workout. So anyway, just love it. I really, it's just been so enjoyable and just really, really motivating. So all that has been good, or at least the workouts have been good. And that has really been good for my stress level and, some of my mental health things. And I'll talk about that here. So while I do love Fridays Health for the ability to talk, with a mental health coach in this group setting, what I'm going through personally right now isn't something that would be addressed with that. It's something that you really need to work through with, an individual counselor. So, and I have a therapist that I talk with. And so this past week, I noticed actually when I was working out earlier in the day, I was experiencing a lot of anger and resentment towards the situation that's going on. And it was really helpful to, first of all, I was glad I was working out because it gave me that extra oomph, I guess, maybe, that I needed to power through that, I think it was leg day. But I was really glad that I have this therapist so I could work through not only my feelings, but what to do with my feelings and how to talk about my feelings in a productive way as opposed to a destructive way, which is something that I can fall into sometimes. So yeah, it really, really helped, and I was very happy about that. But it's still wreaking a little havoc in my life, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm trying to stay positive, and I am, trying to be flexible and roll with change and all of those kind of things. So anyway, yeah, that's how it's been from a mental health kind of perspective. So highly recommend counseling. I think it is a fabulous thing. So I think that's all I wanted to share. I can't think of anything else at the moment. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Let me know how your weeks are going. If you are still doing the April challenge, which I started and then absolutely failed at, please let me know how that's going for you. I hope you guys are doing great in it, because I know some of you were joining me and doing some kind of challenge in April. It didn't have to be what I was doing, but let me know that as well. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I will put all the links and things to the variety of things that I talked about in this video. Really, most of those were not sort of a sponsored things. They were just things that I wanted to talk about because I wanted to talk about them, and they're a part of what either makes me happy or is I'm really enjoying or whatnot. But anyway, so I'll have all that information in the description box below. If you enjoy this kind of content, as I said in the beginning, I would love to see you back here. So click the subscribe button. It does not cost you anything to subscribe to a YouTube channel. It's completely free to you, but it really does help us as creators. So if you can do that, it takes literally 1 second. I would greatly appreciate that. We are growing this channel, and my goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers, which we are getting closer and closer to. So if I can hit that, hopefully maybe by June, that would be fantastic. So help me out with that, please. If you want to keep on watching, there'll be another video on the screen here for you to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.